Let's make a camp collar shirt like this from the mixture of two fabrics. The fabric I held on my right is a vintage material sort of, and the second material is a quality virgin wool fabric in black. So here's the thing I did. The second material is the main material, but for the first material I'm just going to need the abstract part of it. I mean that part that has the drawing on it. So first thing is to get ready with my measurements, which is what I was doing here. Like I mentioned earlier, the drawing part of the first fabric is what I needed, and that is what I am trying to measure and cut out. So I carefully cut out the part that has the design on the fabric. The chest of the client I'm making this for is 50. So 50 divided by 4 plus 5 inches. 4 inches for the camp collar and the turning, and then the remaining 1 inches for seam allowance. Over here I was cutting the back from the black virgin wool material which I showed earlier on. For the shoulder slanting I used 3.5 inches. I turned the back to the front with just half inches. And for the neck of my client is 19. So 19 divided by 2, which is 4.7. 4.7 divided by 2 for the wideness, which is 2.3. So for my armhole I divided the back by 2, and then I used my armhole curve to measure it out properly before cutting it. Then I took it to the ironing table, properly ironed it. This was where I removed all the pins I used in holding it down. I added black Estee to the part I turned in, and also I ironed that carefully so as for it to gum properly, after which I trim off the excess part away. I repeated that same process for the second part of it, then moved to the sewing table to start everything in proper. The first thing I did was to attach my brand tag. Having a brand tag is such an important aspect of your branding too. After this, I joined the first part and the second part of the material together and then covered it with the back piece. I did not forget to top stitch. I top stitch carefully too to give it this kind of elegance finishing. Over here we are halfway done in it. The body of the material is done. I took it back to the ironing table to iron out too properly. As a fashion designer, you should never joke with ironing. Now it's time to fix the neck. So I cut out from the black virgin wool fabric. The neck is 19 as stated earlier, but I cut around 20. The 1 inch is to be divided into 2, half-inch sewing allowance on both sides. For the wideness, I cut out 8 inches, which is to be folded into 2, and then it will come to 4 inches. I measured my neck again to just confirm before cutting the material itself. And then as for the neck, the back folding is 3 inches, and then the front, since it is not going to be folded, is 2 inches. I connected 2 and the 3 inches together in a coffee form, and this right here on your screen is the result. For my own neck collar, I am going to add only Estee in it, which I did here, and I iron it properly. When fixing the neck of a camp collar shirt, there are 2 ways in which you can do it. The first one is the regular way where you iron it. You fix it just the normal manual way. The second one, you iron the both side. You iron one side bigger than the other side, and then you just place it on it and sew at once. But I'm doing the first one here because that is the one I am used to. After sewing the neck from the back and then joining the camp itself, I finish up by sewing the front. After getting this done, it's 80% almost ready. I join the sleeve of the both sides to the outfit that is almost done. We always put a little opening like 2 inches or 2.5 inches towards the end of the clothes. Chai, NEPA took light. We put on the gen and I finish up by ironing out the clothes. And now our camp collar shirt is ready. This shirt is available in different sizes and in other patterns, and if you want it in bulk, I also take wholesale order for it. Send me a DM for inquiries.